All right, we gotta.
Oh my god, dude. Don't fuck this up, man.
All right, but I gotta get the link.
What do you mean? Is it the same link?
No.
Oh my god. So what's the link now?
Hold up.
Yeah, because I gotta switch up.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking me too.
Hey, you go down and stay down.
I'm gonna take a kiss then.
Yeah, that's right. No one's on it yet, so yeah, no, hold up.
Well, yeah, because no one has the new one. So.
Yeah, hold up.
Send it to
I'm
me.
texting it to you guys right
Do you
now.
want a beer or nothing?
I'm good. Hopefully no one's on it yet. No one's on it yet. I gotta text this other dude on the rating. Hey, let's try this out.
No, yeah, he just. Oh, yeah. Some people are like, whatever. Seriously, I go to Burger King. Can't go to Burger King. Why not? What time release? How's it going?
We're live. I'm just updating my things. I see.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just trying to update this Facebook shit.
Months ago. No, it's live.
Who's in there? What's up, dog?
Alright.
Check. What's up, everybody?
Hey, Angel. Well, he's done.
You guys got this? Everybody can fucking see? We'll see. Okay.
Well, thanks for showing up, everyone. As many people as we got here, it's fucking great seeing you guys. Well, Twig would love this. He'd love that we are here in honor of his memory, and he'll never be forgotten. We all know that. He's always going to be a good person in all of our hearts, and you know he made a big impact on everyone that's here. I already know that. Otherwise, he wouldn't fucking be here. But thank you for showing up. Playing for Twig, you know. Big boys. Big boys. Yeah, Twig. I just want to say that I've known him for a long, long fucking time. First time I met him, he was telling me he was on the run from the cops from Arizona and getting out of there, and that kind of just led me to be like, oh, this is one of my fucking brothers. He'll always be one of my brothers just because of that alone. And I'll always remember those times when me and him just sitting around, not doing shit, but I guess those were the most special times that we had together when we were just hanging out, going skating, doing whatever, and he was a big inspiration on me. He did a lot for me and my family. He did a lot for my son, and I'll always cherish those moments I had with him. And I know everybody that is here right now will always remember the shit you did with them. He wouldn't ask for much more. He wouldn't even want this shit to be happening, to tell you the truth. That's how he is. He's just, you know, he's a simple man. And sucks that he's gone now, but what are you going to do besides keep rolling on for him, rolling on for all you guys, like all of our family and everything. I'm grateful that everybody showed up to just be here for him. It sucks that he's gone. He'll not be missed. I already know that. Just by everyone that's fucking here. But I just want to give a big up to him. I don't have much to say because all the shit that I have to say would be way more than the fucking life we've lived on this fucking world. There'd be too many stories, there'd be too many things to say. But I just want to say I'm thankful for him, and I'm sad he's gone, but he'll always be here in my heart, always in my life. And I love you all. Right now we're just starting the speeches. If anybody wants to come up and say something, you're more than welcome to. I know a lot of you guys have great stories with him and a lot of good times with him, so you're definitely more than welcome to come up. Thank you for showing up, and I love you all, and let's keep it going for Twig, huh? Love you, Twig. Good boy.
Good job there, brother. This is my brother. They're all good family, everybody here. I just want to also thank tremendously everybody who donated and made everything possible to help out with his family's travels to get here, and everybody that formed this to put this together. You know, Adam over here, Jen Valdez, Angel himself. Everybody who's helped with prints, stickers, make the shirts, each and everything, kind of doing like bad meal pieces and everything for him. I just want to thank all of you guys. The staff here at the well for letting us do this here, and everybody gathering here. Like, we just really appreciate, and people that traveled and came here for it, you know. Good ass shit. We all know Nick was being away, was a bad motherfucker, crazy motherfucker, stubborn motherfucker, but a goddamn loving motherfucker for the most part. So, you know, each and every one of us here for a reason, because we've all shared and connected with Twig at some point of our lives. So,
Ruddy was my buddy.
Ruddy was our buddy, like a motherfucker, you know. Crazy stuff, ups, downs, whatever the hell, you know. But he was down. A great stepbrother to my family, my parents, my sisters, everybody who all took him in, celebrated many holidays and everything with them. And just so many memories and good times, and it's glad to see you all here, and long live the front rock, keep on front rocking in the freedom, baby, Rangers, my boys, turn up it all.
I'll try.
Some elevator music right now. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming. My name is Stephen. My name is Dempsey. I just want to say a couple words. Won't take up too much of your time. I wrote something down, so bear with me. It's formal. Oh, Twig, how I love thee. I believe it was right around 2001 when we met. We hit it off immediately. We have so many memories and good times together, friends. Whether it's kidnapping you with a few of you from Phoenix and making me ride in the swing back to Denver, or working with David Gamble and that asshole called you Stick, Branch, Tree, whatever the hell your name is, get over here. So many good times. I'm gonna miss sitting behind one plate and heckling umpires with you, stupid fucking Jim Joyce. I'm gonna miss your Saturday morning calls where you called me and talked about hours for fucking nothing. I'm gonna miss you trying to teach me how to front rock. It never worked. Not your fault. I suck at skating. I'm also gonna miss your smile and your kindness. The fact that you always brought little gifts and made sure every time. I'm always getting tattoos from you. Boy, it sucked, but it's the only one I got. I'm gonna miss your poems, your silly pictures, and all the dumb shit you drew. I got a few of them dating back to the doghouse a long time ago. I'm very fortunate that you came over to my house a few weeks before you went to Noah. We were able to spend one last night together. We stayed up all night talking about nothing, of course. Just happened to be in each other's company. You left your watch with me that night. I'll keep it forever, and I'll wear it in the morning with you. And you know I hate watches. I'm so sorry you got such a bad hand, my man. We weren't able to get you out of that phone. Lord knows we tried. Maybe not hard enough. You spread kindness, warmth, and friendship everywhere you went. You got everybody together, even in death. You're still doing it now. I hope you can find some comfort and some happiness wherever you are. Find that fucking closet room, boy. The best one ever. I hope you have a detailing kit because you still owe me a detail in my Jeep. It's an inside joke. Maybe Trevor will help.
Got it.
I know that I love you and I'm going to forget you. You've been a huge part of my life for the last 20 years. Your friendship is something I always have and always will hold close to my heart. I love you to death. Until I catch up with you, friend. Rest easy. As soon as it goes on, we got a little quarter sack off of some dirt we were back in the day. We ordered the detail in the Jeep and we never did it. Hey, what's up? My name's Jared. I just wanted to share a quick story about how we met Twig. Me and Styles and Pat Gonzalez moved out to Arizona. It's like 20 years ago now. And when we first got out there, the only person we really knew was Styles had a friend from Alaska. And so we stayed with his parents' house for like a day before we got kicked out. And then we moved to another apartment. No one was letting us stay with us. And we met this kid named Chad Ashton. We met him at the Wedge. And Chad introduced us to Twig. And Twig let us stay at his mom's house. And that was the first place that we ever really got to stay at. And he was like, Twig and Chad were the first friends that we really made out there. And then we met Naughty, and then we met Beastie, and I don't remember how long we stayed at Nick's parents' house. It could have been a week, it could have been a couple months. I can't remember, but they recommended an apartment that we should move into, which is where Twig's brother stayed at, and they hooked us up. We ended up getting a place there, and the downstairs neighbor ended up being a guy named Jesse Larson, and that's how we met Talls. And a few months after that, some of the Colorado boys came out and visited, and everyone met each other, and shit, man, it's just kind of history from there. And so I hadn't thought about that in a while, and just made me realize that Twig is one of the biggest reasons that probably most of us here like have met each other. So pretty wild that he kind of made that connection. And one of my first memories of Twig was in his bedroom at his mom's house at the time. He had like an anti-hero skate ad hung on the wall, and for whatever reason, he just liked wiping boogers on this one particular dude's face. And I don't know, for some reason, it was just the first time I realized Twig's humor and his just how Twig is. It's just a perfect anecdote of his style. I'll never forget that. And so yeah, just rest in peace, Nick Ruddy, and he is a big reason we're all friends. So thank you all for being here. Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, met Twig. Oh, shit. I don't even remember I met Twig. Everybody did at the wedge at one point, I think. But, yeah, Twig, he got shut the fuck up now, dude. Quit crying! I don't know what it is. But now, Nicholas Ruddy was my buddy. There's one little story, dude, at the old 212 apartment. I sat there, we're chilling. I was like, fuck you! Just a nice slap across the face. I was like, whoa! Alright, that's a Ruddy rage. You don't want to step on that trap. It's gonna fuck you up. But anyways, I just want to say I love you all. Thank you for coming out here.
Love you, buddy.
Love you, Todd.
Take my boy, man. I like Tuesday, man. Keep your trying to go learn some shit.
I have to walk upstairs.
Bless indeed. Bless indeed.
Hey guys, I'm Shannon. So when Twig and I became friends, my mom was dying. His mom was really sick. And at that time in our lives, I feel like a lot of us were just trying to chase joy because we didn't know how to cope with hard things. And what I love so much about Nick is that he would sit with me in that, in the emotion and in the confusion. And he wasn't afraid to hold that with me. And so I'm just really grateful that he was in my life at that time because I really needed someone like that. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And we all hold him in our hearts every day. And if you see a twig around, grab one, maybe put it on an altar at home if you got one. Love you.
Hey, I'm Phil. What's up, Gordy? So, I wasn't going to come up here until Save Us said something. He said they were all here because of Twig. It's so true. So crazy. 12 years ago, next Saturday, he came to the shop and said, Michelle wants you to meet one of her friends, a girl. I was like, I do not want to meet one of Michelle's friends. I don't know who you guys hang out with. and he said, okay. And the next day, Michelle said, you don't want to meet one of my friends? What's wrong with you? I go, no, Twig's on. I want to meet her. So I met her that night, and 12 years we've been together because of Twig and Michelle. So crazy. That's all.
Well, hi, my name's John, and I'll try and get through this if I can. So I just wanted to recount to you guys a phone conversation I had with Nick on May the 25th. And he called me, and the first thing he said was, I need you to tell Barb, my girlfriend, that I read Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. He remembered Barb taught a class on Conrad, and he was really proud of himself for that. And then he told me I read Moby Dick, and I'd given him a copy of Moby Dick years ago, and he never read it. And he finally said, I sat down with a bunch of beer and a dictionary, and I read it. And I could tell he was really happy, and it made me happy too. So then I told him, dude, you gotta promise me you'll read Under the Volcano. And he did, he promised me. And I promised him I'd call him again and I was never able to do that. So I'm going to miss Nick. Every time I see baseball, he gave me his hat. We used to talk about it all the time. I'm going to miss him every time I see a mounted bird that he drew for Barb that we put up in our house. And I'm kind of sad that he'll never get to see Seattle win the World Series if they get a chance. But, you know, we're all going to miss him. And thanks for coming.
You know, Big Papa Sweets coming up. My brother. We had many good times together with Nick.
I'm not much of a public speaker, so give me a little break. So I love everybody here, even if I've never met you. We have a common connection. Nicholas was a very unique person, and I think we all had nothing but love and admiration for him. So right after he passed away, I had written just kind of free-flowing thoughts as I was going. I didn't really edit any of it or break it down. I never posted anything. So I'm just going to read what I wrote, and hopefully it's all right. But so I wrote, "It's been a hard several days for me to find words to personify my friend Nick. I must admit I am heartbroken, obviously, and also angry at him at times. I didn't want to write anything that seemed harsh and not rooted in love, so I took some time. I still don't think I can articulate what I want to say. I mean, how the fuck do you sum up a loved one's life in a couple paragraphs without leaving out a book? I've been spending the last several days just welling up with tears sporadically throughout the day and then laughing hysterically at all the crazy adventures we had together, all the funny shit Twig would say and do. Then I well up with tears again. One time we were hanging out with Phil in his tattoo shop, as we normally did. I worked at the skate shop next door to Bound by Design, and we would just go over, hang out with Phil. Twig would always be sitting there doodling, talking shit, doing his thing. One time we were hanging out in Phil's room, and Mikey Mazzata and I walked in, and at the time Mikey was doing accessorizing a little more than he does now. As a lot of the crew did back then. Nick took one look at all of his dangling necklaces and said, "Jesus, Mikey, you look like a fucking wind chime." Mikey looked back.
Same with Gordy.
Mikey looked back and he snapped, "Wow, you're a real dream, homie." And even though he said it in sarcasm at the time, it is also very true. Twig was a dream homie. He was the type of friend that would be down to go run errands with you just to hang out with you, no matter how mundane the task. No strings attached. He just enjoyed the company of his friends. I don't know many people like that anymore. In the digital era we live in, it's rare to find a friend who would just tag along with you to do boring everyday things like go to the bank or drop something off at the post office. Nick showed up on the doorstep of Denver Park one day from Tempe, Arizona in 2003. That was after Saba and Styles and those guys moved to Arizona. We met him once briefly for about a week when we met Tallcan and all the rest of the crew. And he just decided he was going to move to Denver. And he showed up at the skate park, and he lived with Paul and I pretty much ever since. I think he might have been 18 years old or so. So when I met him, he was a straight edge vegan that had a backpack, a skateboard, and somehow owned a typewriter. After skating with him for a couple hours, we were instant friends. I loved him in several different lived with him in several different skate houses for years after that. We were connected at the hip for many years. He was my buddy. He was everyone's buddy. We just sit and listen to music, bullshit for hours every night, just talk, sometimes heavy, mostly light and funny. Then we would skate all day the next day, rinse and repeat. Nick had a way of encouraging you to do things on a skateboard and in life you were otherwise scared of. He could break things down, and at points I tried to reciprocate that to him by encouraging him to seek some help with his substance abuse issues, as did many of his friends and family. He did, and he took it seriously on multiple occasions. Ultimately, he could not shake the addiction that ravaged his organs. Nick always made people feel comfortable, even when talking about uncomfortable issues. He was an open book. I didn't know many people that can just say what they mean when they think it. He was that dude. To those that know him, know he was a huge Springsteen fan also. I never thought I would cry to Springsteen this before. And like the boss, Twig felt the pain of every man and was able to make any blue-collar stiff feel like the hero they are. And he did see the hero in everyone. It was his superpower. I only wish he could have seen the hero we all saw in him. It pains me to think he had this much love and support, but wasn't able to realize it when he was here. On the other hand, he was also a big Gigi Allen fan. And like Gigi, he had lots of inner demons tormenting him. To understand Twig is to realize he had pain deep in his soul, and it bubbled out in his art and his skateboarding like a blues man who was able to harness that pain amazingly. Unfortunately, that wasn't always enough to tame his discomfort, and he found his way back to the bottle. That eventually took his life in New Orleans, when he left us like the soul of a true blues singer in a hospital in NOLA. There's some lyrics in Gigi Allen's Carnival of Excess in a song called Outskirts of Life that I feel related to the way Twig viewed the world for the last few years. Always gonna fight till the day I die. No laws or limits will stop me from the way I live my life. I'm living fast, I'm living hard, I accelerate on high. Within the perimeters of this world, I just don't feel real right. Here's some boss lyrics for you, Twig, that remind me of how I feel about you. It's a long, dark highway in a thin, white line. You can't forsake the ties that bind. I hope you're at peace now, brother. My heart is broken in half. I love you and I always will. Thank you for being a loyal friend till the end. I'm sorry we couldn't fix your head. You are missed and always will be. Life is hard. Help a friend. You are loved. Nicholas Daniel Ruddy.
All right, well, here it goes. I don't know, I'm probably going to break a few times. There's so much. I'm probably going to bounce around. But a few things I want to say that Twig has left a huge imprint in my life is I've always wanted his validation. For some reason, he's been on a higher level to me than a lot of people's opinions. His steez check, he knows what's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker knows what's sick. And you're like, I'm trying to all right, he's down for this shit? All right, cool. You know? And that has always been like, what would Nick Ruddy think of this situation or what I'm doing? That's one thing I could just say right there, you know? Whether it's your style on board, which I don't know. He's always steezy. So just recently, honestly, a few weeks before his passing, we were on the phone. He was in New Orleans, and I was like, what is your kit out there, bro? Like, how are you roaming around? Like, what are you looking like? You know what I mean? Like, how are you getting away being homeless out here? And he told me his fucking kit, and I was like, damn, that's fucking perfect. He's like, I don't look homeless. I got a messenger bag. I'm going to the coffee shop. I'm going to work. Like, it looks like I'm on a computer. And I'm like, damn. He's like, he's not carrying luggage. He's not blending in with these other guys. He looks like he's like, he even said it was like hipster steez. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, nah, fool. I'm like rolling over with my fucking messenger bag with my, just what I need right in that bag. Like he's not blended. He looks like, I don't know, this is literally 3 weeks situation. He never talked down on. He was always in good spirits, never down on himself or down on his luck. He embraced it and owned it and knew how to fucking make it like steezy. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's something that's literally the most poignant thing that he has left for me to go forward in my life and know that whatever comes your way, you just gotta like live with it and be happy with the situation you're in. That's really all I can say at the moment. I just need to share that with y'all.
Nick was my best friend, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people here. And he had the most compassionate heart of anybody that I ever met. And whenever I met him, I was a shit talking asshole, and a lot of you know that, and I never stopped. But he got front rock in that video that they put up on Thrasher, and I seen him, and I was like, I did that front rock too. And that's how we got to be friends, was because we both liked that trick. We both liked Gigi Allen. We got wasted as fuck, falling down drunk, because we both knew all the words, to where we were both to pass out. And we liked all the same music. Like, I never met anybody who liked any of the same shit I did. And that dude liked all the same shit I did. And except Bruce Springsteen. I fucking hate Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, shit.
There's nobody I get along with like him. And cheers to my best friend I ever had, my brother.
Hello, my name is Travis.
Travis Daddy!
Yeah.
Travis Daddy!
I'm not very good at speaking in front of people, but Twig, he did have that way of he was like a
Oh my
he was like an icon, man. I mean, he did do that. You could have the worst day of your life and hang out with him, and he's like, "Don't trip, fool," and you would legitimately feel uplifted. Like there wasn't a worry to worry about in the world, no matter how shitty life was at the moment. And I'm just thankful to be here, and thank you for letting me be here with y'all. I love y'all. Thank you.
All right, well, one last thing about Twig. When, I don't know, the last time I saw him or hung out with him, he was, whatever, on the rocks always. This dude's always fucking Rocky Mountain Road over here. But he called me, and he's been living in shelters, and he was doing everything he could to stay alive. And I had the privilege of letting him come and stay with my family for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and he'd always call me, and Michelle was really thankful for that. But I really just, there's nothing more I could do for him than really being there for him, because he has always been my brother. He's always been there for me when I was going through fucking stupid drug addiction shit and drinking and all that, and he helped me out more than anything. So all I could do is try to be there for him when I was kind of, I don't know, I guess sitting a little bit higher, but he's always been there for me, and I know he's just even the words he'd say to like his friends and shit made a big impact. He never had to present anything to them. He never cared. But one of the best things was just showing up and just hanging out with them. Like I let him stay with my family. He was great with my son and Rochelle. And it's like we always had a great time together. And I'll always just, I don't know. I'm gonna miss those times. I'm gonna miss the time where be a debt collector or some shit. I'm gonna be like, ah, fuck. All right, hang up. But I'm definitely gonna miss these times. Definitely sad that I won't be able to answer a phone number that I don't know. Just thinking it's him. But he's always gonna be here in our hearts, and he'll always be around. It's kind of fucking weird to say, but the day he passed, I woke up around 6 in the morning and I heard this fucking bird chirping outside of my window. And it was a bird I've never heard outside of my window, and I looked outside and it was just chilling there. And then after that, I kept seeing the bird around. I was like, oh, that's fucking Twig. Like, that's straight up him. That's my fucking brother. And I know he's not ever going to leave me, not ever going to leave any of you motherfuckers, because his presence is so big and he was so small, but he's always going to fucking be here for all of us.
Yeah.
You know the little Twig. Yeah. It's like, I'm going to miss him forever. But him being there with our family on Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever it was, like, he always thanked me so much, but he'd always be so beautiful about it. And he'd show up with some fucking flowers that he stole off some people's fucking porch on like Capitol Hill. Like, he'd always fucking show up with something, no matter what it was. It was the smallest thing ever. And he'd give them to like my son's mom, Rochelle, and he's like, he just always had something to give. And I never wanted anything from anybody but their friendship and loyalty, you know? And he always gave that, and I'm very proud of him for that. He's always been there for me in the fucking worst times and the easiest times. I'm just gonna miss really sitting there with him and just, you know, just talking. But I love all you for showing up, and thank you so much. I know he would hate that we're fucking doing this, because he'd be like, fuck you, dude.
Gives a shit.
Yeah, he wouldn't give a fuck. But all you guys out there too listening to, it's like, you know, he loved all you guys. I know that. Thank you for showing up, everybody, and let's just celebrate his life in the fucking way he would have always wanted. And that's just not giving a fuck, you know? Always. We'll always be here for him. Always be in my heart. Always fucking embedded in my brain. And I love all you guys, and thank you for showing up. So, cheers to Twig, huh?
I want to say,
You know?
I want to say one more thing. There's so many different things, but yeah, they're just running. But when Twig first landed in Colorado, I came through about a year prior, and I had met a few people, Gordy, a couple people. I came here and I didn't have any connections. I didn't know anybody. Image Connect. And I remember it was like, hey, this dude, all right. A year later, Twig was in Denver, and I'm like, oh, you're out there? And then I come through, he's like in Golden. He's living with Riley and Paul. I'm pretty sure this is this thing. Yeah. And I'm like, well, you met those guys? I'm all, I can't wait to come back. I came back, and he had already been in the scene. And then when I came back, I'm like, that's it, our family, baby. This is the, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm talking about? Like, we find each other, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I was so hyped to learn. I was like, yes, all right, we're coming back. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was sick. I was talking to Weed about it recently. I was trying to like, all right, so when did he get to Colorado? Because I know I had came here on a quick visit.
I met a few people, and then I came back, and Twig was already immersed in the right crew. I was like, yes, I'm coming back, and this is tight, dude. I don't know. I appreciate our love for each other, and Twig knew who the right people were, and that's why we're here to get today. And yeah, I don't know.
So let's just all keep going. Twig's words. Don't even trip, fool. Let's keep rolling, baby. You know what I'm saying? Don't even trip. Well, all you guys fucking let's fuck off now.
Come through. You're not done. You're not done yet. Oh, no.
Well, you better turn this shit on.
There's probably people who want opportunity.
So I am Patrick's wife. I'm Jennifer. Hello. So I met Twig just a couple of years ago, like, 2015? I didn't know him when he was younger. And seeing that memorial, sorry, like here, is that cool? Sorry.
You can take it if you want.
I don't want to take it. Yeah,
Pick the mic up. I can hear you.
Thanks, sorry. So anyway, I'm Patrick's wife. And I've only known him just the last couple of years, so I don't know his, history of when he was a kid and everything. The Thrasher Memorial was amazing because I got to see what he was like when he was younger. And it's cool because coming into knowing him as a new person, all my impressions of him is he's just a pure soul, a really good person. And I've never heard him pass a word of judgment on anybody for anything at all. He always listened, and he always just had that deeper connection with you, And I feel like whatever his, problems were, because we all have those problems, I see him as a person who was on a journey, He was living a philosopher's life. He could go to anybody, anywhere. He could be in one state or another, and he could have a place to stay, That's really cool. Like, how many people are going to gather for us when, we go through the veil? And I would imagine probably about the same number, because you guys are really beautiful people, and that's why he came in this group. And I feel fortunate because I feel like I understand you as well, and that's why I'm with Patrick, because you guys are good at your heart, and at the very core, good people. And that's what Nick was. And so when he'd come to our house, it was a different thing. I felt like it was a real privilege to offer the opportunity for him just to chill and receive love and play with our kids. We have a now 10-year-old and a 3-year-old girl named Goldie and a 2-year-old boy named Eli. And he'd just come and he'd play with them, and he would tickle them and just, look them in the eye when they were trying to talk to him. It was that family moment, because he did come from a big family, like 6 or 7 people or something. It was nice because he just kind of fit right into whatever type of family. And I'm glad that as much as he's blessed me with just being a cool person and have that understanding with you, and even not knowing him that long, because that's how it is. You find somebody and, you know him right away. So he was our friend, and I'm glad that, I got to know him, in a different level. And not a different level, but just, I didn't know him as a young person. And I'm glad that I came here with Pat to support him and meet you guys. And I think Nick really liked to see connections, and hopefully we all run into each other more. Like, seriously, because everybody has the same conversation. Like, oh, well, you know, we always meet for memorials and, you know, whatever. So, like, walk that and call people up and get together. Call people up and get together. She loves you. She should write that letter or draw that picture or, you know. It's beautiful, and I think that's just some of the things that
You know what I mean?
I see from you. So anyway, there you go. A beautiful day, a beautiful soul. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for letting him love us. Love you.
Hi, I'm Riley. First off, thanks for everyone that came and everyone that has spoke before me. Really needed to hear about that. Try not to use it super. The only thing I want to add on, I want to tell what. All right, fine.
Yeah.
The first time I met Nick,
Yes.
we had driven to Arizona through the night. It was me, Sweets, and Paula. And they had met him already. Or I think Paul had maybe. And he was like, as soon as you meet Nick, you guys are going to be best friends. Sure as shit, 10 minutes after meeting him, I already knew he was my brother. But also, given that he somehow was obsessed with Tigra at the time, I believe, which was super not on brand for him. But all that aside, I'm gonna miss him a lot, obviously, and I'm gonna miss getting random calls from my bartenders being like, "This guy Twig left a message for you to call him at this random number," and I'd call him and he just want to give me shit about the fact that I read sci-fi fantasy and he doesn't. But anyways, one of the biggest lessons that Nick taught me throughout our lives is when we were growing up, I used to be really, really cocky and kind of an asshole. And maybe I still am, I don't know. But he was always good at taking me down a notch and making sure I stayed humble, and was always the best example of being humble and true to yourself no matter what you do. And I just want to ask everybody to kind of keep that going within this group of people, because it's really important, and it's hard to grow as a person if you don't have that. And he helped me grow as a person and become the man I am today. And I just want to thank him and say I love everyone here. Love you guys.
Thank you. That's perfect.
This is Ruddy. So Nick was my brother-in-law. My name's Reed. I've only known Nick for probably 6 years, so I'm kind of a newbie here compared to a lot of you guys. But you know, not everybody in the family is like great at talking, so I kind of wanted to get up here and just let you guys know that this gathering of everybody is huge to that Ruddy family, and all the support you guys have given, you know, moral, financial, emotional, whatever, it's appreciated, you know, even if you guys don't know it. When I met Nick, he came over and he was staying at our place for a little bit in Arizona. And I remember it was just random because, like, for the first week probably, we were just sitting on the couch watching Cheers.
Yeah.
I don't think I had seen an episode of Cheers in probably 10 years, and then that's all we did for a week was watch probably every episode. So, you know, kind of like, it made me think, because I was listening to everybody else, is how everybody has a different story of how they met him, what he was to them. And for me, it was like, you know, I'm not a skater or or anything else, So the guy talked about baseball, what his relationship is with everybody, and it's special with everybody. It's not better or worse or anything else. Nick was just special on the slightly deeper side. I've talked to a lot of people about, oh man, I wish I could have done more. Everybody has this, damn, why couldn't I do something that could save Nick? Why couldn't I be the guy that got Nick out of this funk, and saved his life? And obviously, everybody can be like, yeah, Nick's a grown man. Nick made his choices. But we were at the hospital in Louisiana when Nick passed. And one of the nurses came in who, that didn't know Nick at all. And she just took one look at him and was like, wow, man, this guy lived his life, I mean, you could tell it was all over. That guy fucking lived his life. And I think that just sums it up. The nurse didn't know him for shit, but she could tell, man, this is the life he wanted to live. He went the way, maybe where he wanted to go, but he lived having fun and doing what he wanted to do, whether it was in Louisiana, Arizona, Colorado, or anywhere else. So that's kind of how I'm going to remember him. I'm sure that's how a lot of you are going to remember him. So I just kind of wanted to get up here and share that, let you guys know that we appreciate you, and we definitely want everybody to sign the guest book. So if you haven't yet, please sign it. That means a lot to us, and I will let you guys get back to it.
Thank you.
All right, who's next? All right, I know there's a few more of you out there. What do we got? Sun's coming out. We're ready for a few more. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Bear with us, folks. Okay, we're live over here too, by the way.
I'll keep it pretty short and sweet. Known Twig for a very long time, growing up skateboarding with all you guys. The one thing that always sticks out in my mind is when my dad met Twig, and most of my friends, he would always call you guys pussies. Sorry. He would always call my friends, but my dad would always call my friends pussies, so Twig was one of the people that he would do that to. And when my dad passed away, I don't know why he did it, but when my dad passed away, Twig and Angel and Trevor were like the three of my homies that showed up for the funeral. And that always stuck out in my mind, drinking warm Coors in the car. But got a lot of respect for the guy, beautiful human being, and really good fucking homie to all of us. So that's all I got to say. Thank you guys.
We might do an intermission with the music.
No, we're out of here.
All right. And
We're not done yet.
I just want to put Jen Valdez on blast.
Yeah.
She organized this whole thing, and she's embarrassed to get on stage, but everybody give her a big round of applause. This is all her. Helping Angel, of course, and a few others, but big shout out to our girl. We love you, baby. Thank you.
And as Chip would say, fuck off.
Stay tuned. We got some live music coming in.
Yeah, live music coming right now.
Uh-oh. Todd Frost is getting ready to do a solo.
The microphone's off.
Good.
All right. We're going to set up. John,
music, can you do?
oh, yeah. I'm not. Hey, what's up? We're live here. We're out.
Huh? Hey, dude, hang on. It's red.
What? Are you trying to turn it on?
I'm gonna put on some music. Hold on. Yes, I'm in. Yeah, it's got Bluetooth. Yes, John. Yeah, dude, get over here, dude. You're the guy that knows how to do it. All right. Well, hey, you play that guitar? Yeah. That's good. I'm gonna sing country song.
Well,
Dude.
I don't know the fucking
Man,
setup.
can I invest in yoga, please? Good Lord. I bought this at Target. How are you a 5 minute It's big. I know. It's gross. I bought this at Target. How are you a 5 minute It's big. I know. It's gross. This speech is like, everyone's supposed to fucking. I'm not trying to do that. I wasn't even trying. I tried writing. I tried writing.
I did try to do it. I can't even find it. Travis helped write the song. It took us a week to put that together. Put Jen's name on it. It was actually Sable, Sweets, me, Travis. It took 5 people to put those words together, and Howard could not do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then,
Huh? It's a call Baxis, bitch.
I'm about to do a walkthrough with this thing. I'm about to do a walkthrough with this thing. About to do a walkthrough here. Hello. About to do a walkthrough here. Hello. I want to come in. It's on. Thank you. Yeah.
Under what?
Worship.
So make your something or another?
Toebock. YouTube.
I'm not sure that.
Just YouTube. Toebock.
I'll get it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Good job, brother. Thank you for everything.
Yeah.
Men here. Everybody, duck suck Rick Lucy on.
All right.
Remember.
Aw, touch with people who are like your people, man.
How come nobody talked about when Dave kicked him in the dick? I got his piss all over my face, and it was
Now
so
you can right now.
an argument with Twig. If I was friends when he gets drunk, when he gets drunk, he gets upset. He prefers his friend. He knows it's only gonna go. Oh! Just like threw up, and then just. And then he went up to the bar to try and get another.
I got a
drink.
picture of his hairy ball sack.
No,
I
like,
might have it on my phone.
Friend from in the flesh.
you told
Yep.
us to. Thank you. You did it.
We're gonna make some rounds right here. We're gonna make some rounds right here.
Woo! It's us. Who's on this thing? Hi guys.
You're like,
Checking in.
Yeah, we gotta
Love
make some
you all.
rounds. We gotta make sure everyone that's. Yo, we're going around the table. Just thank you for being here.
I don't know. Hi. We love you, Nick. We love you. Yeah, Nick.
Who's on there? Can you tell? Right now, I don't know. Travis Adams on there. What's up, G? My no.
How about this one?
You have a daughter.
I'm so bummed. I skipped 2 paragraphs from my speech. I'm all nervous. No, man, I had a climactic end and I forgot it.
Just want to make sure we get everyone in
It's on
there.
there.
I don't like being on camera.
You gotta be. This is the document everyone making it out. This will live forever. Thank you for holding it down for the family. It's much appreciated.
Hey, make sure you get ashes from me before one of the sleeps.
Tall can. The man. There he is. In the flesh, honey, burn it down.
Yeah, man. You got enough set up.
Oh, your boy!
He's a real big fan of that stand.
Love you.
I'm stoked. I thought he was joking. Oi!
Whoa, we got a Roman Chavez and Jared Sava. That's a Hail Mary and a half.
Is that Keo?
We're just live. Still. But I want to make sure everyone is documented. It's Kehoe.
Keo, all right.
Oh, yeah. And Travis Adams. He's here. And Christy Castle.
Soya Thrasher.
Alright.
So one day,
We're here. Damn. Never been on YouTube before. Well, we're here. Bald and fucking. Damn, does my beard look tighter on YouTube than it does in real life? I think so. Damn. Yeah. Toebock Industries, halfway through life. Hey, you Toebock. Halfway through life. Yeah. Hey, still bad. Still bad. It's your TM. Whoa.
I thought you were showing videos of the
We're downloaded right now. All right. Hey, we're gonna put it back up to the band. Glad you're
I catch it in the morning, about 3:30. I catch it in the morning, about 3:30. And I don't need a ticket. Yet the cops, they don't catch me. Now the doctor cured my cough, and my dust pneumonia too. The doctor cured my cough, and my dust pneumonia too. Good doctor, cured these boxcars too. The road lady, oh, the road lady. Oh, I don't normally do Willie Nelson. Like country. Like a lot of things. Actually, one thing that struck me about Twig that everybody said was that ability he had to make anybody comfortable instantly. But I always say that he's one of the probably the only people I knew that you could only know him for 30 seconds and feel like you'd known him forever. And any day I walked into the Lion's Lair, he was bartending and doing his thing. It was going to be a good day. Big on dude. And I would catch him. I
I'd catch him singing this song or humming it to himself. Might have philosophized something in him. It was a Willie Nelson tune, which occasionally would hum. I learned it for this. Hopeless guitars and tune. Song called, I think it's called Going Through the Changes or Nothing I Can Do About It Now by Mr. Willie Nelson. I got a long list of real good reasons for everything I've done. A picture in the back of my mind of what I've lost and what I've won. I survived every situation, knowing when to freeze and when to run. My regret is just a memory written on my brow. There's nothing I can do about it now. Oh, going through the changes, walking through the stages, coming around the corners of my life. Leaving out to fate, staying out too late, wait for the moon to say goodnight. Going through the stages, and going through the changes, and rounding the corners of my life. Leaving out to fate, staying out too late, wait for the moon to say goodnight. I should cry for all the tears I wasted, but that would just be a waste of time and tears. And I know what I would change if I could go back in time somehow. There's nothing I can do about it now. And I'm forgiving everything that forgiveness will allow. There's nothing I can do about it now. All through the changes, really. Oh, thank you all. I'll do one more here and I'll get off. This is a random Ruddy Guthrie song. It's not a Bruce Springsteen song. I have not learned any Bruce Springsteen. It's all called Hard Travel. Thanks for being here, everybody. I think you would like that they were all here despite everything. Come on. Some hard traveling, I thought you know. I've been hitting some hard gambling way down. Working mind and working mind, oh, looking for a gal that's hard to find. And I've been hitting some hard traveling, Lord. Now I've been walking that 66. I thought you know. I've been walking that Lincoln Highway way down the hill. Heavy load, worried mind, and looking for a gal that's hard to find. And I've been hitting that hard to travel road. Now I've been lying in a hard rock jail, I thought you know. And I've been lying in a hard rock jail, one of these days they'll make it home. And I've been hitting that hard traveling road. Now I've been hitting that hard traveling road. All right, thank you, everybody. Glad I got to know you, Twig.
There you go. I haven't done that in a long time. It's like that. I can talk to you years. You go sit down. You go sit down.
My name's Casper. I would probably put money on being. Alright, I didn't really know Twig very long, but he came to see me and Jonna play, and they're old friends, and Jonna's car was packed to the brim. We were on tour, and Jonna's car was full of people and shit, and he was like, well, you should just ride with Casper. So Twig's kind of like sized me up, and I'm thinking like, who the fuck is this dude? He's homeless in Austin at the time. And I'm thinking, like, who the fuck is this dude? And I grew up being homeless in Austin. And he's like, says the shelter he's staying at. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to fucking stay there. And we're kind of like figuring each other out. And he got in my car, and there's this big fucking crate of CDs that are all like country CDs in my car. And he fucking starts going through my CDs and shit. And he looks at me and he's like, you skate? I'm like, yeah, I don't very much anymore. And he's like, oh, I fucking skate. And he starts fucking going through all these CDs, and he's like, and it's all this fucking country shit, and he's like, oh, Steve Earle, and so he puts in this Steve Earle CD, and we're driving to way out in the middle of fucking nowhere to this horrible show at like a horrible barbecue place. So Ruddy and John were playing, it was fucking horrible, the actual show and shit, and we're driving, and he's rolling down the window, and we're drinking Wild Turkey, driving on these like back roads, Texas shit, and every time he passes another car, he's leaning out the window and screaming Steve Earle lyrics at him the whole fucking time. And he's, I swear you little sick, just yelling shit at people as we're driving by him. And we get to this fucking show, and he's like, you want to just sit here for a minute? So we're just sitting in the car listening to music, like fucking shooting the shit. And I start texting this girl, and he's like, says, I'm like, well, I might bail on you, and I might give you a ride back later so I can go hang out with this chick. And he's like, you don't need to do that. And I'm wearing this stupid ass fucking cowboy hat that I used to wear for years, and he was like, you should stop wearing that hat. I was like, why? He's like, you know you don't need a hat. I was like, well, I mean, I wear it all the time. He's like, yeah, you don't need a hat. So we fucking sit there and listen to Steve Earle for forever, and it's fucking hilarious hearing everyone say all this Bruce Springsteen shit, because he's going through the CDs, and there's a Bruce Springsteen Born to Run CD in there. I had no idea that he was this huge Bruce Springsteen fan till today, but we listened to fucking Born to Run and like did all this, we're fucking screaming the lyrics all hammered and shit. Anyway, and I stopped wearing a hat after that. Weirdly, I don't know if I remember that till recently, or if that was, he came to the show, and this is the song that he liked, and he kept saying shit about this song, and it's fucking uncomfortably fitting right now. So anyway, I didn't know him that long, and Lacey, I'm really happy I got to be in there in the hospital for even a brief moment, and it's fucking awesome seeing all these pieces of his life that I didn't know about or experience with him, and I'm just really grateful I got in a tiny little fucking bit of light from him before he moved on. So anyway. Sail a paper ship across the old canal. Won't you tread the water with a head wide and on its back? Started out so straight and clear, but it did not make it far. Filled up quick, took a nasty dip, then it fell apart. It's so hard, oh friend. Wish I could have been the one to straighten out your baby. Bitter tears mark the blue between us and you. Broke a paper clear, a letter that you wrote. Long ago on a county road, oh, I knew this day would come. Now I'm chasing down the memories I take as they come. And it's so hard, oh friend. Me, put it on, trying to stitch it back together. It's no use, man. Oh, where tears mark the blue between us and elevator trips, LA County sun, early morning, instant coffee, living on the run. Full freight train pedals, oh, talking on the phone. Losing touch for a couple of years and barely hanging on. Man, we should have missed you. Oh, but you ain't missing much. People tell your doors open each time the old ones strike. So I'm crying, oh Lord, I can't go better days, but I'm not so sure. It's so long, after a while, I hope to see you smile if heaven lets me in. And it's no use, man. Let you mark you to see, yeah. Let you fall on the piers, you won't be seen again. Sail a paper ship across the old canal. Won't you tread the water, winding on its back? Thanks, Twig. Donna, it's on you, baby. Alright, I'm gonna play one more for Twig. Sorry for taking up your time. I haven't slept in a lot of hours, so. Actually, I want to play a different song. Twig. He had horns on his temple, a halo hung over his head. He kept the rig on his nightstand and a dream catcher over his bed. Well, some said he was born, some say he landed instead. King of Corrales passed last night, a holiday inn. Well, some people start younger, age with quickness. Yeah. You can pick where you're headed, but you can't choose the shape you come in. So many believers beside him and call him their friend. He always belonged to the blowing old Denver wind. We're drinking tonight, the drifter. Remembering his old home somehow. We're wishing on stars, filling bars. Oh, familiar sound. Oh, his memory still lingers on bar stools all over this town. They still talk of singing, lived down by him around. And even the bartenders haunted by underground. Call him with a shine in their eyes. Old Stetson bow. We're singing tonight with the drifter. Remembering his old lonesome house. They're wishing on stars, filling bars. Oh, familiar your sound. We're wishing on stars, going fill in the water. Oh, familiar your sound. Thanks, Twig.
Needle up my cock.
Tell everybody to move together.
Tell everyone we're getting a group photo.
Yeah.
This session's trying to go grab a scanner.
Cool.
Someone should just play Gigi Allen. Someone should just play Gigi Allen.
I got pin sheets.
Oh, are you gonna play Gigi Allen?
Daryl's gonna play 12.
Me and him toured together a whole lot. Yeah, I was just trying to get it out of the way so nobody yeah, that's what I was like, he knows what he's doing.
As soon as you start playing, it's like, okay.
Well, that's like, I was like, so he drove into New Orleans last night. He drove all night. He's like, I was there. I was like, I don't know if you're going to want to play this. Good job, Casper. Is this your cable?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, hey. What's up? You guys set, man? Yeah, turn the amp on first. Turn it off. You're good, man. It's good. Thanks, man. What you got? Thanks.
If y'all didn't get the memo, we're gonna do a group photo here in just a second, so everybody can kind of socially distance close together. Group photo time. Time. Right now. Group photo time.
Yeah.
You said ugly people in the back. Ugly towards the back. Let's go. Pie tree. Goddamn pie. There we go. Down, you know. Joe John. Right? John. Huh? John. Sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna sit right here. Are people still on here? I'm gonna sit right here. Hey, Chris, you got me? It's
quite a little easier.
Hey, Chris. It doesn't happen to do that.
That whole stage is gonna collapse.
Oh no! Hey, where's the fucking best one? Where's the line? Are you got the line? There you go. Everybody flip the bird.
Flip the bird. To the bird's chirp.
Hey, someone has to be laying down in this photo. Everybody do the chirp. Go first chirp. Everybody do that best Twig. Lay down. Everybody do this first. Twig, touch your Twig. Bro, get your ass in there. Hey, cut him out of this. I didn't even hear that. Well done. There you have it. Wild House Cook. There you have it. Wild House Cook. Play a song about Twig that you wrote.
You don't want to hear that one. That was too real.
Hey guys, thanks so much for coming out, getting in, and celebrating with us. Thanks so much to Leslie and Ruddy for letting us do this. Be really good to them and try and clean up after yourselves if we can. Like can't express how thankful I am that Leslie just let us have the place. She painted 2 bands to do this for all of us, so big ups to them all. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think everybody said everything needs to be said about the dude. Every time I was playing or somewhere, I look down and he'd just be there. Never knew he was coming. I'd get a text from a random number and say, hey, put me on the list. Alrighty. An hour later, I get another text that said, it's Twig. But I don't know. So I just have to pick up the songs. This is one that he always asks me to play. So. Baby, I've been gone, feeling so lost.
lost as I'm me. Through my stalking eyes, never been one for change. Been a fast food price. Lately, my mortality's been knocking head. I'm changing those lives. So I've been looking at the stars. Leave my mark. Painted a thing in their polish on some Toebock's wings. That'll be my star. Baby, I've been wrong. Turn around, I lost. Well, I chase those stars. I've been burned, but I'm learning a lot. I don't piss in the wind. Don't shake no lawman's hands. Just do the best you can and live that life you've got. So I've been looking at the stars. Gonna leave my mark. I've been a little fingernail polish on some Toebock's wings. That'll be my star. Alright. Then we're gonna do one more. And I've made peace. And I've been down like an old wax toy. Some hearts and legs. Yeah, the heart. This part was just saying goodbye. As I watched the light go from your eyes, and I made peace. And I've been down like an old wax toy. Some hearts and names you made. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. Fucking love Twig. Ruddy was my buddy, too.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. You're gonna be fried, bro. It don't matter. Oasis don't matter.